I mean, yeah, I mean that's we're not really in combat quite yet, so let me see here. Um, the rest of you, kind of hiding amongst the bushes along the roadside next to the tavern, suddenly the charred undead gnome under the cloak next to you starts kind of just twitching and freaking out and just kind of waving its arms around, and the cloak starts to like fly off. What would you like to do?
So we don't know what's going on inside of there, right?
You have no idea, but you know that the undead gnome that was raised by your new paladin friend is freaking out suddenly.
So like just kind of frantically looking around. Is he trying to go somewhere
No,
or
just
get on a team? Like,
I mean,
I
Gundar, you're
don't know exactly what I can get away with actions of this, because really the spell only allows me to command it to attack
yeah.
or command it to move.
Yeah, so you can command it to
So
move. You can't see exactly where it is, so I'd say you're kind of limited on like
yeah,
specific things, but you can definitely have it like kind of freak out. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, basically, it's you've never seen anything like this from an undead. It's just like waving its hands and just shifting back and forth and just craziness.
I tell him to calm down. Hey there, buddy. Hey, hey.
Yeah, it has no effect. Roland, Sirthus, what do you think?
Well, I'm familiar with the pub, and I know it's not the greatest place that he's gone into, probably.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You know the kind of people who stop here.
um, Gundar may be trying to tell us something.
Meanwhile, inside, um, it seems like maybe the spokesperson for these four elves along the back kind of takes a step forward towards you and says, "You seem to be asking some interesting questions, friend."
I'm just trying to scout the area. I'm new here, picked up some bounties along the way. I'm just trying to get a lay for the land.
Sounds
We
like
don't have to. We don't have to get physical about it.
it sounds like you might know something.
I mean, don't most bounty hunters know stuff?
Well, there's knowing something, and then there's knowing something, if you know what I mean.
Well, it sounds like you know something.
As more no's go back and forth, some of the other ones are starting to kind of frown at what. Um, but the one speaking to you says, "That be as it may, uh, we don't like anyone really getting in on our territory, and we'd appreciate it if you would make like a tree and leave."
Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna do that.
Well, we might have to, and you hear the crossbow, like the tension ratchets up, and you see that he's drawn it back, and it's actually locked in place. And the one says, "Well, then we're gonna have to make you leave."
You're free to try.
Oh, I imagine so.
Dwarves are pretty stubborn.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, so, I don't remember what was the reason you went in there. Did you tell us like hold on a minute and I'll be right back, or should we be expecting you back now?
Probably. I think all I said was we had discussed about would to try and get information on any bounties, anybody tracking people, stuff like that. And because I was falsely influenced with the name of the establishment, I decided to go in and that's where trouble started. So I don't know exactly how long it's been, but I'd imagine that with the length of time I've been in there, and whatever I'm sending to my little gnome buddy,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean, you all are starting to wonder, and excuse me, it's been a good 5 minutes, and he was just supposed to go in and check, so, um, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll suggest to the group that we see what's happening because this is taking too long. Because
Alright.
Crom's impatient.
Alright. So as you suggest that, and... Oh, there's Tom. Alright. So, as you suggest that maybe you check out what's happening inside the bar, the other three kind of step forward with the one that's been talking to you, and they all start to advance on you. And the first one starts running and goes in for a hit. Oh gosh.
it'd probably help if I pull up my character sheet.
Oh yeah, that does help. And that first hit is a 28 to hit.
28? Yeah, that
28.
definitely hits.
And that is for 10 points of slashing damage.
That's reduced by 3.
Okay. And then immediately it comes right back around for a second hit. And that's a 17 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
All right, the second one, you manage to get your shield up from your side and just clang right off the side. This guy moves fast. Like you're kind of surprised. But yes, with that, let's roll initiative just because. Anybody in the room anyway.
That's a 21 initiative for me.
All right. Yes. Doc. Okay, so as it clangs off, he kind of it goes wild a little bit, and the other three haven't yet gotten their act quite together yet. So if you want to go ahead, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and channel divinity, dreadful aspect.
Okay.
I need everybody within 30 feet of me to make a wisdom saving throw
Oh.
if I'm in line of sight of them.
I mean, you're in line of sight of all of them. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And is
I
that-
need all of them to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is that just your enemies, or is that everyone in the room? Because there is.
Everybody that can see me.
Okay, in that case, because within 30 feet of you, there is a group of 4 or 5 halflings sitting at a table, as well as the barkeep. So.
And my spell save DC is a 14.
Sorry, I got a lot of rolls to make here. 9. Okay, so as you watch, and what exactly does this do? I can't remember.
Everything on a failed save, the target is frightened of me for 1 minute. If a creature frightened by this effect ends its turn more than 30 feet from you, it can attempt another wisdom saving throw to end the effect.
Okay, so they're frightened.
Yep.
All right, so pretty much most of the people in the room suddenly, except for one of the gang members, not the one that first attacked you, but one of the other ones that's up behind, and one of the halflings in back somehow, is suddenly terrified of you, just as your silhouette seems to somehow grow in the room, even though you physically don't grow, and like your eyes kind of deaden, and the light seems to just darken. And yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna cast Divine Favor on myself.
Awesome. There you got that.
And that ends my turn.
All right, so top of the round, I'm gonna say, are the rest of you you're headed this way now, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a good idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I'm outside.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that the rest of you don't get into the room until at least the next round. But as you have scared most of them, now they're frightened, so I don't remember what happens with that. Let me bring up my conditions real quick. All right. So the crossbowman, of course, isn't going to move towards you. One of the others is like hesitates and doesn't start to move towards you. One of the others, the other one though, comes right at you, and he and the one that already, like the leader, who is also like got this kind of fear in his eyes now, are going to take some attacks at you. That is a 20 to hit and 11 to hit.
Neither hit.
Wow. All right.
So which one was that just attacked me?
That was both two of the one that was already in front of you and the one that came up. And the second, the one that was already in front of you had disadvantage on the hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that one, I'm gonna use a reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
I needed to make a Dexterity saving throw. Spell save 14.
Okay, so the one that hit, let me find him. There he is. Dex saving throw. That is a 13.
That fails, so he takes 2d10 fire damage. That's 7 plus 5, 7.
Go ahead and roll.
12 fire damage.
Well, okay. So as it manages, the one that came up to you manages to hit with its first hit, he, this kind of black orange flame suddenly kind of comes out around the hatchet and into his hand, and he kind of brings it back before the both of them take a second roll at you. And that is a 17 to hit and a 23 to hit.
The 23 hits.
Alright, so that one. You take 11 slashing damage.
Alright, it's minus 3, so 8.
Yep. And could you please make... Oh gosh, where is it? Yeah. Could you please make a Constitution saving throw?
That is a 22.
So that saves. As he hits you this time with the back of the hatchet, the blunt end, right across the temple, you suddenly feel like you nearly kind of like black out for a second before bring yourself and shaking your head off. At which point you see the crossbowman has come up and is trying to shoot at you. Frightened, so he's at disadvantage. Wait. Alright. Yeah, because it's an attack roll. Yeah. And so that's an 11 to hit. So as he shoots, maybe it's because you were shaking your head and everything was moving around, but you hear a as the bolt just streaks right past your ear on the left side. Alright. And that is their round. Okay, it's back to your round, which point you hear behind the doors start to open, and you see your new friends back there. So we're gonna get them into it in a sec. But if you could do your round first.
I will go ahead and attack the main one, the one that hit me with the axe.
And just so you know, the three of them all seem to have like matching hatchets almost. It seems to be a thing.
All right. So we are going to roll one. That is a 13 to hit on the first hit.
13 does not hit.
All right. Second attack, a 13 again.
Also does not hit. As you're watching, like as you try to come in, he with the axe, he uses his forearms, and the first just manages to catch the flat of the blade off to the side, and as you come back around, he does it with the other hand. They're very, very fast. All four of these guys, it seems.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, no, I don't have any other bonus actions, so that's my turn.
Okay. The rest of you, could you all roll initiative?
I need to roll initiative for my little gnome too.
That's true. It is coming up with you.
So 17. Do you want to classify it as a zombie or a skeleton?
I mean, let's do it as a zombie. There's still charred flesh left on it. Amongst other organs and things. All right. So everybody, the rest of you could roll for initiative.
My zombie has a 17 minus 1, 16 to hit, or 16 initiative.
So immediately when we enter, we're gonna be in a fight.
Yes, immediate. Well, I mean, this is assuming that you want to fight as you come in, but entering, you see 4 elves, all in fairly similar robes and cloaks. 3 of them with these wicked-looking hatchets. 1 of them with a crossbow that is right next to the door as you come in, and they all seem to be just going after Gundar.
Okay, I guess we need to see what. Do you want our initiative? I got a 10.
Yeah. All right. So
I got a 3.
Oh lord.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
He's using those digital dice. They're evil.
Yep, I stopped using them.
I got a 2.
You sound
I got
really
a-
far away.
Yeah, emotionally.
Oh no.
There you go. There you go.
I got a 16, but I'm staying outside.
Okay.
I got a 20. I'll run in.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got a 20, you said? All right. So, first through the door is Roland, and Roland, it is your turn. You see what you see, the 4 ranged around your new friend. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pull out my rapier and
Okay.
try to attack the one nearest to me, and I might. Oh, yeah, they've all taken a turn in combat, haven't they?
They have already, yes.
All right, so I'm gonna use my rapier, and I'm also gonna sneak attack if I Okay, so that is a 24.
24 to hit. That hits. And the one nearest you is the one with the crossbow. So as you come down with the rapier across their left arm, you hit.
Good. Okay, and so that does. I didn't have my dice ready. Okay. Well, I just dropped my dice. Sorry.
Oh.
That's kind of old-fashioned dice. Okay, and I've got to roll 2 more d6s. So that's good thing. 1, 3, 9, 10. 2 more d6s. 14.
14 damage.
Yeah.
All right. As you land with the strike, this crossbowman seems to spin away a little bit, and your hit that landed doesn't seem to do nearly as much damage as you thought it was going to do. You do some, but yeah, maybe not as much. But Cirthus, you are outside. Would you like to do anything while you're out there? You see what's going on through the doorway, but
I'm gonna hold off for now.
okay. All right. So in that case, it is the charred zombie gnome. What is he doing?
It's gonna try and attack whoever is closest to him.
I mean, the first one through the door, as everybody comes through, directly to your right is the crossbow elf. So go ahead and roll for an attack.
All right. That's 8 to hit.
That does not hit. Having already spun away a little bit from Roland's hit, he keeps spinning, and as this whirl of cloak, the slightly clumsy zombie gnome just kind of tries to slam down and misses, hits the side of the wall instead.
Yeah, and it only gets one attack, so.
That's right. In that case, it is now their turn. Seeing you all come through the door, the one with the crossbow, what do they do? Is gonna run to the other side of the room. Just takes off. So being all kind of crowded into the room, one after the other, at least Roland, maybe the others aren't quite through the door yet, but you are. As he runs away, you do get an attack of opportunity. And so does the zombie gnome, I suppose.
Oh, cool. Still using my rapier.
Okay.
Oh, a natural 20.
Okay, go ahead and roll for damage, double the dice.
Okay. Let me see. Alright, where's my D8? Do I still get to use my sneak attack since the gnome is right there? I mean, the little zombie dwarf is right there.
No, they definitely know you're
it's-
here because you attacked them last
Yeah,
time.
they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so 4 plus 4. Okay, that would be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, this time as it bites in and you catch him like on the shoulder blade as he's running away, you definitely hit this time, and it definitely scores a point of some damage. All right, and the gnome can also take a,
He rolled a 17 to hit.
and that just hits.
All right, that's 5 damage.
All right, and another 5 damage at the moment, almost the same moment that the rapier hits, the gnome manages to slam down into the other side of the shoulder, and he kind of stumbles forward as he's trying to get cover behind one of the bar tables. The other 3, the one in the back who has not taken an attack yet, turns on you and goes after you, Roland. And takes 2 hits at you. That is an 18 to hit, and
Alright.
and a 27 to hit.
Oh yeah, I'm hit.
Both
And I'm gonna
times?
use any dodge, of course,
for one of
for
them.
for one of them.
Yeah. So the first hit is 11 points.
Uh-huh.
The second hit is another 11.
Okay, so that would be... That'd be 16 or points of damage?
That would
And
be
the armor master.
that would be 22 points of damage.
Yeah, but I get half one of them.
Oh yeah, you get to half one of them, so yeah, 16 points. Yeah.
Okay.
And for that matter, as you're sitting there, could you make a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, sure.
Is she within 10 feet of me?
I'd say she's about a little more than that. She's maybe 15, 20 feet away from you.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay, I got a 4.
A 4. All right. Until the end of your next turn, you are stunned.
Okay.
As he just whacks you upside the head with the flat of the blade on the second hit, and you see stars, and you kind of are swaying a bit. But the other two are both going to go after Gundar again, and that is an 18 to hit and a 27 to hit.
The 27 hits.
Okay. And then I'm just going to roll all the hits. That is a natural 20 for a 29 to hit.
That hits.
And a natural 1 for a 10 to hit.
Nope.
Alright.
So
two
one
of them.
hit, one crit.
1 hit, 1 crit. Yeah. Alright. So, let's see. The hit is 10 points of damage. Of slashing damage.
So 7.
The crit is 15 points of slashing damage.
So 12.
And as you watch the one, let's see, these guys are hard to run. Let's forget this. Yeah, the one seems to just settle back, kind of onto his heels and go into just a fighting stance. The other takes another 2 strikes at you. That's an 11 and a 19.
Neither hit.
Okay, so maybe just being ready for the second round, just 2 whiffs as it tries to come across.
For the one that crit me,
Yes.
I'm going to use my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke again.
Okay.
This time I'm casting it at 2nd level.
Second level. Okay.
Need to make a deck save of 14 or higher.
That is a dex 16.
So he saves, so he takes half.
Okay.
So 3d10. So 19 damage, whatever half of that is.
Okay. So the 9. That's 9. Find him. Nope. There he is. Okay. Okay. So same thing as he manages to take a good swing at you and get a good hit. Once again, kind of jerks back suddenly in pain. The hand actually smoking a little bit. But Crom, charging through the door, you see Roland taking a swing at a running crossbow elf as Gundar seems to be getting kind of double teamed by 2 other elves with hatchets, and a 4th elf is trying to also take a swing at Roland with a hatchet. What would you like to do?
Okay, Crom's going to try to break it up in her most intimidating voice. So I'm going to attempt to intimidate them into stopping, tell them that they're outnumbered and outmuscled, and we have the upper hand.
Okay, go for it. Roll for intimidation. At advantage, because you have the monocle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
16.
Okay, let's see what they think about that. Okay. So the one closest to you that had taken a swipe at Roland kind of hesitates and just starts to drop their hatchet, as well as the second one, who's now been hit by 2 hellish rebukes by Gundar, also starts to drop their hatchet. The one, though, the leader and the crossbowmen seem pretty intent and are ready to go still.
Okay. And did he frighten them? Were they frightened?
3 of them are frightened, so they're not, they're at disadvantage and can't move towards him.
Okay, because I don't know if I can do this as an action, but I have intimidating presence where I can make them do a wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Okay, you can do that. So, how far does that extend?
It says if it can see or hear me, unless it moves out of my sight or more than 60 feet away from me.
Okay, so
So wait, 30 feet? I choose one creature
okay.
and I can see within 30 feet of me. I guess I'll go for the leader.
Is intimidating presence, is that an action or?
Yeah, it's a new thing that I have. It's an
Okay.
action.
Well, because
Oh, because I did the
yeah,
check.
because you did the check, so that would be an
Okay.
action. So you have to choose because you did manage to kind of at least get 2 of them to back down. So
Okay, I'll just wait then.
okay. All right. Moving on, Chomp. Coming into the room right after Crom, you see what's going on. As she yells, like as loud as she can, and 2 of them kind of start to hesitate a little bit. You see 2 more, one with a crossbow, one right in front of Gundar, just ready to keep slashing him. What do you want to do?
Turn into a deer.
The tavern just goes.
I told you guys. It sucks.
Hey, I'm not against blowing up this racist tavern.
I mean,
so-
it is a fairly, like, even the people who aren't trying to kill you right now are not the best people, let's be honest.
Let's see. I will.
So there's still the crossbowmen and the leader of these elves are still trying to stand up to us, right?
Yeah, one's trying to is wide enough for another swing or 2 at Gundar. The other, the crossbowman, is lining up a shot from the other side of. He's run to the other side of the room. It's kind of behind one of the bar tables.
All right. I'm gonna.
Yeah, she's right here. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tom, you're hot, Mike.
I'm going to cast.
Come on, wizard.
Too many spells.
Dude, come on.
I'm gonna the crossbow guy over there across the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast. Let's see.
Oh my god, you were last.
I've changed my mind. Ice knife. I'm gonna cast ice knife at him,
Okay.
And with my spell sniper feat, I believe that ignores any cover, or at least 3/4 or half cover, or something that it can ignore. I'm gonna cast ice knife. Let's see. We'll do at 2nd level.
Okay. All right.
Dang.
I told
That's an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh.
But I believe
It explodes.
so.
Yeah.
It explodes, and every creature within 5 feet dex saving throw.
All right. So that's pretty much just him. Yeah.
Cool. It's a dex of 17.
And that is a 7. So exploding damage, please. Cold damage, yeah.
Let's see. I cast it at 2nd level, so that is 3d6. $13. Oh wait, and my bracelet thing adds like another d6, right?
It's true. You cast an offensive spell, so you can add another d6.
Nice.
So that's 17 cold damage.
17. All right. So as you release this spell, and it misses him, like and sticks, like this shard of sharp ice sticks into the bar table in front of him. He goes ha! Right as it explodes right in front of him, and he just takes these shards of ice to the face. His face now kind of bloodied, and he's just trying to shake off the damage. But Zippel, you are the last in line here. If you want to charging through the door, just to see this explosion of ice on the other side of the room, what would you like to do?
I will go into the room and just kind of sidle off to the side because I'm not sure what's going on, but I also feel like I'm not necessarily included in the bounty, so I'm gonna wait and see if this is what that's about, and if anybody comes at me, I'll come at them. For now, I'm just
Okay. All right.
I will queue up at least one warding flare for somebody who does try to attack my compatriot. So
Cool.
the next 2 attacks I'll do will be at next 2 attacks he will make will be at disadvantage.
All right. All right. So Zippel kind of sidles in and scoops to the left of the door into the corner a little bit, just keeping an eye. Gundar, you are up. You have 2 of them in front of you. One seems to be kind of lowered their axe a little bit. The other, the leader, is still looks like they're ready to go at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going at the leader.
Okay.
I am going to. Second. I'm gonna have to end the concentration I have of Divine Favor.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on him.
Ooh. Okay.
I need him to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right. He is. Wisdom saving throw is 9. Which fails.
He is now charmed.
All right. He is charmed. Okay, so just seeing as Gundar kind of extends his hand and twists it a little bit, as he does, this kind of crown of jagged iron appears floating above this elf's head, and his eyes just start to glow, kind of this dull orange kind of glow. Yeah, so you get to mentally choose on its turn who it attacks then.
All right, and I guess I'm going to move now.
Okay.
I'm gonna move towards the crossbowman.
Okay, and because the one had been giving up, and the other's under your control, there are no attacks of opportunity.
Yep.
You are. What's your movement speed?
25.
Yeah, you can make it. You can't quite make it all the way across the room, but within about 10 feet, you can make it.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I position myself kind of where, wherever he's facing, that's where I'm in front of him?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can, because he's arranged himself behind one of the round bar tables in the room, and you can make it to the opposite side of that bar table, kind of between
Okay.
him and everybody else. So you're kind of facing off across the table as you come up, which is kind of like moving back and forth.
Okay.
All right. Roland, you are up.
Is there anything flammable in there, like the roof?
I mean, make a quick perception check just to see.
A natural 20. What do you know? Plus
Okay.
3.
All right. Looking up at the roof, it is a nicely thatched roof. It could definitely. It's fairly dry. There's no that you can see musty spots or anything. It could definitely catch. There's quite a bit of grain alcohol in the room that could probably, in a pinch, catch on fire fairly easily.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my blazing longbow and I'm gonna aim it at the roof and tell them to stop.
Okay. You do so. Make an intimidation check.
Alright. Heck. 3?
3. As the blazing longbow ignites the arrow and you point it at the roof, they all kind of just look at you like, what?
Alright, not my finest moment.
It seems that they're fairly distracted. Surthus, seeing everything that's going on in here, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I want to have a little fun. I'm gonna cast darkness in the middle of the fray.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you can definitely do that. And, I mean, it's all over the room, so, how far does darkness reach? 15-foot radius? From the look of it, I mean, at this point, you could definitely catch all 3 of those with hatchets within that radius. You'd probably be getting Crom and Roland and Chomp in it as well.
Did that cover the doorway as well?
I mean, that would be right up to the edge of the doorway.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. As you all watch, suddenly this little ball of darkness appears out towards the 2 hatchetmen that have been closer to the bar, and it suddenly expands into this dome of just this inky, roiling blackness. Roland, Crom, and Chomp, you suddenly can't see a dang thing. Yeah. Alright. That's your go. It is now, well, and actually the gnome is also inside this, not that they need to be able to see, but what would you like your toasty gnome to do?
Well, the gnome has dark vision, so
Well, and it is magical darkness, so dark vision doesn't count in here.
okay. Guess it's just gonna be confused.
Okay, the gnome is confused. The gang, it is now their turn. 2 of them aren't doing anything. Let's see, from 10 feet away, the one with the crossbow is going to take a shot at you, but it is also afraid of you. And so it's at disadvantage. That is a 15 to hit.
That's on me?
That's on you, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
Alright, so as it just kind of, as you kind of just barely move your head out of the way, and it just goes right over your shoulder. That's their turn, but it is now also the leader's turn, who is under your control at the moment.
The leader's I'm gonna command it to attack the one next to it.
Okay, and they do. Let me see something.
You have his stats, so you can roll for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just looking up something with Crown of Madness and seeing if he takes his full attack. Yep. Must use their action. Alright, so you can go for it. So, turning to the one next to him, in the darkness, so rolling at disadvantage. First one doesn't hit. Second one does hit. For 7 slashing damage. Alright, so you can't see, but you hear this and then a as the hatchet sticks into the kind of upper, like, clavicle area of this gang member, and you hear, "Ow! What the hell?" Alright.
It can also make a new wisdom saving throw.
Yes. That is a 12 wisdom saving throw. That does not save, does it?
Nope.
Alright, still under your control then. Who is up now? Crom. You are in darkness, but you have an idea of where everything was when it went dark. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna back out, or I'm gonna attempt to just back up from the direction I came in.
Okay.
And feel for the door.
Easy enough to do. You're only a couple feet in. You back up, and almost immediately within a couple steps, just bright light from outside comes back into your vision, and you see in front of you, from the waist down, you're still in it, but this dome of inky blackness you've seen before, at least once in the fight against the Red Dragon, and you realize, just kind of glancing over your shoulder at Sirthis, what's going on.
Free action to roll my eyes, please.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Please don't make that my action. Okay. Also, so it's, where does the dome stop or start? You said from the waist down, or?
I mean, you're almost out of the door. It kind of goes right out, like the dome kind of it comes right up just past the edge of the door, basically. And you can't see into it, but you're mostly out of it. Your head and shoulders and torso are all out of it.
Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna ask Sirithis if he could, help the others get out of his darkness, or like, pause it or something, please.
Okay. Alright. Anything else on your turn?
God damn it. Yeah, I guess I'll just see.
Can't hurt.
Well, I guess I'll use a bonus action, and in case I have to fight in a minute, just rage, because I'm frustrated because I can't see, but I want to fight.
Okay.
So,
fair.
Yeah, I'll just be a rage.
Just like, what the crap?
Yeah, I know. Or yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's in character. Okay, so that's your turn then, Chomp. You are up in inky blackness. You can't see the hand in front of your face. What would you like to do?
So, like, if I could try to. If I roll an attack roll, it's gonna be a disadvantage. If I try to go after somebody that like just sort of blindly.
Yes.
Like, where are you in relation to the door?
I don't know.
Can you try to find?
I mean, you both hadn't gotten far in. You were both pretty close to the front of the place here.
Essentially, everyone's blinded, so everybody has like disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah.
And you have disadvantage to hit them.
Exactly.
Chaos.
It's a ladder, you know.
Let's see.
What would you like to do?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna start feeling around for the door. I mean, there's nothing.
Okay. Do you just want to? Are you gonna feel around for it, or are you just gonna back up, or which one would you like to do?
Yeah, I guess you know, try to turn around 180 degrees and put my hands on front of me and start walking where I remember the door being.
You want to say Marco, and I'll say Polo.
There you go.
Freak out for a second because I think my eyes stopped working. I'm blind.
As you do turn around, like in a panic, and go back towards where you thought the door was, yeah, you, within a couple steps, your hands reach out and feel something very firm, but also strangely
Not bad.
familiar. It seems very Crom-like. You're short enough that you are not out of the darkness yet, because Crom is still in the darkness from the torso down, and you are very short.
So I say, Crom, is that you?
It's Crom.
Yep.
I'm saved.
There you go.
You're totally grabbing a butt right now.
Yeah.
But
I know that bug anywhere.
Blue.
all right.
So that's your movement.
Yeah, that'd be my movement, but I don't know.
I mean, you got enough movement to probably get around her and get out of the darkness, but I don't know.
Yeah,
you can't
I'll
really.
crawl from the
You want
darkness.
to climb me like a tree? You wanna climb me?
Go for a Master Blaster situation here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll say for the sake of it, you've climbed up Crom enough times. It didn't take much movement to get there. You can go up, but as you exit the darkness, you see this dome of blackness. You can't see anything in it. Over to the right, you can see Gundar facing down with this crossbow elf on the other side of this table.
Oh, okay. So I can see underneath or around it and see Gundar.
Yeah, you can kind of see over the top of the dome towards where Gundar is.
Standing up on Crom's shoulders.
Yeah, just kind of right around the edge of the darkness around the right side of the building here.
So he's pinned down or?
Well, no, it's like like Gundar is between you and the elf. The elf is reloading their crossbow quickly as they're getting ready. It looks like to probably fire another bolt at him.
I cast slow.
Okay. That is a what saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw of 17.
That's a natural
And
one.
it's a 40-foot cube. It doesn't necessarily say creatures that I can see. It just says up to 6 creatures of your choice.
Okay.
But I mean,
you know what other creatures are in the darkness right now, so you could choose.
oh, that's true. Yeah. So
All of them.
I guess the 40-foot cube and the I choose the 4 attacking elves. Is that how many were?
Yeah. That's
So they
easy.
each have to make a saving throw.
10. No. No. Okay. They all fail.
Woohoo!
So they're all failed. Okay. So we got a thing done. Zippo, you don't necessarily see a lot happening. You're not in the darkness, but suddenly this dome of blackness has appeared, and you saw two of your friends kind of back out of it through the doorway. You can't quite see around it to what's going on the other side, though.
Does anybody have a clear idea of why these people are attacking us?
Anyone?
Hear him say that?
Yeah, I mean, you can probably hear it from the other side. It's whatever conversation that was going on has mostly stopped in here, and there's not a lot of noise other than whatever you're making yourself. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep concentrating on this archer and
Okay.
my aura and Crown of Madness. I got a lot of shit going on.
There is. People, are you gonna do anything for your turn other than ask?
No.
Okay.
No, if I mean I can't see anybody and nobody is again making a move on me, I'm gonna wait a minute.
Okay. In that case, Gundar, it is your turn up at the top.
I'm gonna close the rest of the distance.
And coming around the table.
No, I'm gonna go over it.
Oh, you're gonna go over it?
Yeah.
Jumping across the table, axe in hand.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's 2 attacks. 17 plus 9 for 26 on the first hit.
That hits.
And 9 plus 9 for 18 on the second hit.
That also hits.
All right, so that is, holy crap, I need to figure out. So 1d8 plus 7. 3, 10 damage. And 11 damage. So 21 damage total of slashing.
21 slashing damage. Okay. So just 2 slashing damage hits, and they're looking pretty. Like they're bloody. There's a good sized gash across the cheek on one side, and they've been hit over and here, and it's
Then in that case, I'm going to blow a first level spell slot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and shit. What was it? It's my spell thing. Just trying to remember what. Divine Smite.
Yes.
To deal 2d8 extra radiant damage to the target. So,
Okay.
first level. So 2d8, 5 and 7, 12 more damage, radiant.
12. All right. Yeah, because that's automatic, huh?
Yeah, it's just added on as long as I hit.
I mean, yeah. And as this radiant energy kind of blasts out of the hits that you make, you see the elf just stumble back, just this look of shock in their eyes. They're not down yet, but they're swaying on their feet. The crossbow kind of starts to drop and kind of weave around the air. They're not able to quite see straight to aim. Yes. All right. So at the top, Roland, you are in darkness.
I'm just gonna stand there
Just kind of.
because I can't see anything.
Sure, you don't want to try to run out one way or the other?
Nah.
Okay. In that case, Cirthus, you are up.
I just kind of smile and then just say, just be thankful there's not tentacles in there with you.
Well, that's fun. I mean,
That's it for now.
Yeah. All right. In that case, the gnome is up. What are you gonna have the gnome do? You can't quite see it, but you know it's behind you in the darkness. everyone?
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. What do you want to have your gnome do?
Oh, sorry. I thought.
That's okay.
He's just gonna start moving in a direction.
Okay. Could you roll a d4 for me?
Two.
All right. The gnome starts moving. What's the gnome's movement?
Should be 25.
25. All right. So
Well,
the gnome-
actually, it's a zombie, so it reduces it down to 20.
20. It still has enough because it was kind of not dead center, but pretty a ways in, and it starts moving in a direction that takes it eventually out of the darkness near the bar, which is where you had started. So it's about, oh gosh, 25 or so feet from you right now. But as it comes out of the darkness, it stops looking quite as confused and kind of turned towards you like, not near anything at the moment though.
Okay.
All right. On that, let's see. The one gang member, having been hit by his own friend, takes a swing or two at his own friend. That's a hit, and that's a hit. 4, 8, 6. And, that's a hit. That is also a hit. For 21 damage against that guy. Alright. So you hear in the darkness just this, what the heck are you doing? Just the other gang member that you had the leader attack, just attacking them. What are you going to have the leader do in the meantime?
Attack back.
Okay. Those 2 attack. That hits. And that hits. 4. For 15 damage. Alright. And you hear a couple hits in there again as well as you mentally ask them to hit. The third member is just sitting in the darkness kind of near the doorway just like, what the hell's going on? So
Remember, the leader can make another wisdom saving throw.
that is right. Thank you.
14.
And that is a 12.
I guess also for the slow, whoever's being affected by slow,
What's the
gets to, I
also
think they get to do it again.
also wisdom?
Yes. It's a wisdom of 17.
Fail. Meets. Fails. And
Yeah, they make another save at the end of their turns.
yeah. So at the end of their turns, the leader and the third one who was convinced not to attack are no longer slowed. But the crossbowman and the second member who is being beat up by the leader right now are still slowed. Actually, so he wouldn't have been able to make a second attack. Oh well.
Yeah, it's got slow is a pain to keep track of.
It is. There's so many things going on right now. But, Crom, what are you doing? Oh, yeah.
I want to add something real quick.
Yeah.
This shouldn't affect combat, but this is something I did want to do. I want to cast Mage Hand and just start randomly poking people in the darkness to fuck with them.
I mean, will you know where they are? Can you see through? Oh, you can see through magical darkness, can't you?
Yes.
That's right. Because you're a special warlock person. Yes. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Who's in the darkness? I mean, it's pretty much Roland and the 3 gang members in the darkness. So, Roland, pick a number between 1 and 4.
1.
All right, you don't feel anything. In any case, moving up then, Crom, it's your turn.
Did you? Is it my turn?
It is your turn, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a gnome talking to me. Okay. So he just cast Mage Hand.
Yeah, on Cirthus's turn, we kind of retconned it a little bit. He's poking random people in the darkness with Mage Hand.
Okay, I have this thing called Mage Slayer.
Okay.
When a creature is he within 5 feet of me?
I mean, he's standing next to the door. I'd say you're within 5 feet. Like, he's just kind of out there, just kind of fucking around with people.
So I can use a reaction to attack him with a melee attack.
You're gonna attack your own party member with a melee attack?
Yeah, but like a knock it off kind of thing.
Unarmed.
An unarmed
Strike.
attack.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Or actually, can I do it with the what? Hold on. I have that gut puncher thing.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, I'll just do a regular attack.
Okay. Roll.
12.
Cirthus, what's your armor class? Sean, you there?
Sorry, I'm here. I trying to find it. I moved off my page.
That's right. I think it's fairly low.
$11.
11. All right. So as Crom has backed out of the darkness and is just angry with you for making the darkness, just kind of backhands you with her right hand, the one that's not metal. And how much damage does that do, Crom?
4.
And you take 4 bludgeoning damage. Yeah. And Cirthus, you take 4 bludgeoning damage as you cast Mage Hand.
Is darkness a concentration?
I think it might be. That's a good question.
Then he needs to
Yeah.
roll to maintain concentration.
I rolled a 12.
All right. You maintain concentration for now. You are very aware that Crom is very angry with you right now. All right, that was your reaction when he cast that. If you want to take your action now, Crom.
So he passed.
What's that?
You said he passed. He passed his.
He passed his concentration check. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it again. I'll try.
As your action.
Okay, no, I mean it for real. Like, stop.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Three.
Yeah, that. Yeah, you hit him with that. Roll for. Is it a roll for damage or just 4?
It's just, yeah, it's just 4 straight.
All right, Cirthus, you take 4 more damage, bludgeoning damage from Crom just smacking you in the shoulder real hard. Make a concentration check again.
Okay, it drops.
Okay. So this time, Cirthus kind of stumbling back a little as you do it, saying, "What the heck?" It drops the darkness spell though, and turning you see 2 of the elves with hatchets just about to go at one another. The third just kind of standing there confusedly. And Roland also just kind of standing there, hands out, just waiting for something. Okay, Chomp, you are up with darkness dropping.
So, I think do I still get movement or an attack?
Well, I'm gonna say that was your attack,
Okay.
but you do get
Okay.
movement if you want. That's true.
Because I get an extra attack. I don't know what the. Yeah, I can attack twice instead of once.
That's
I'm not gonna hit him again.
okay.
I was gonna hit the other people.
Go for it.
Okay. How far am I from the people inside the tavern?
There's one gang member just kind of standing there, like not knowing what to do. Hasn't attacked anybody in a while. You're pretty sure that you had intimidated them. There's two that seem to be fighting each other. One with a kind of a fiery crown floating above their head, and then to your right, inside the door, about 15 feet, there's one in a standoff. Well, was in a standoff with Gundar, but is now just being chopped to bits.
So I'm closest to that one well,
You're
the one that.
You're probably closest to the one that was in the darkness and is just kind of standing there. Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
What time of day is this?
I mean, it's late afternoon.
Do we have a crowd?
Inside, kind of peering through without the darkness, you can see that there's about 5 halflings in fairly simple clothes. Looks like maybe farmers that are all huddling behind one of the tables in the very back of the room, as well as there's a barkeep behind the bar, hiding behind the bar, but that's about it right now.
I mean, in the streets, nothing.
I mean, this is a tavern and kind of small inn along the way. There's no town here right now.
Okay, I thought we were in town.
You haven't quite reached the town you're headed for yet.
Apologies, Tim.
Yes.
Who's still attacking? I know one's getting sliced up, but what's the other one? Two are intimidated.
Two were intimidated. One of them, and one of them is just standing there. The other's being attacked by the one with a crown above their head.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, both of them were intimidated by you. But,
okay,
yeah.
and there's one that's attacking our new party member.
Yeah, and also being attacked.
Okay, so I will firebolt with my gut puncher.
Okay, make sure to mark that off. Yeah. Go ahead, roll.
11.
Does not hit.
Okay. All right, I'm done.
Although Gundar, as you kind of out of the corner of your eye see Crom come back in the door, you've noticed that she has a left arm that seems to be covered in metal, and as she comes in and kind of turns it towards you, something pops out of the arm, and this ball of fire just streaks out and kind of between the two of you as you're facing off with this elf.
I just kind of look back and forth and just kind of. Well, okay then.
All right. That was Crom's turn. Chomp. The darkness has disappeared. What do you want to do?
Well, so there's just that one attacking still?
Yeah.
When we shot at?
Yeah.
Finish him.
Yeah, I guess we should just finish him up. I'm going to.
I snack.
Well, no, that
Come
has
on.
some splash damage. I don't want to hurt anybody else necessarily.
Fireball everything.
Fireball the whole thing.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try firebolt with my cantrip.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Firebolt. So that's go ahead and make an attack roll.
11.
That's what I got.
That does not hit. So once again, it just like explodes on the wall behind, and you're just having fire bolts just kind of on either side of you, Gundar. All right, and then
I swear
there.
these little dice are they're not bad.
Zippo.
He's right there.
He's not even moving anymore. Gosh. Zippo, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go over to the bar and, pop my head over and ask, will you take my order? Why are you on the ground? Also, what is going on in here? Everybody's fighting, I thought. Do you have any fish?
Just bombarded by these questions, the bartender looks up to you and she kind of just, as she's crouched behind the bar, just kind of opened her hands and shrugs, just kind of looking about as firebolts are exploded on the wall, kind of away behind you.
Alright. What does the leader look like?
The leader right now has a glowing crown, iron crown, floating above their head and is attacking one of their compatriots.
Alright, I'm gonna, I guess, look at the one he's attacking and say, hey, you, stop. I'm gonna use command.
Okay. Is that a wisdom saving throw? That's a wisdom
17.
That's 8, so they just stop in place, kind of quivering and look over at you.
What the hell is going on here?
Alright. In that case, Gundar, you are up at the top of the round.
I'm going to. Can I modify my unarmed strike with kind of just a shield bash?
Yeah,
To
we can
try
do
and
that.
knock the archer unconscious.
Yeah, trying to knock him unconscious. We can do that.
Alright.
Go ahead and roll the hit.
That's a 7.
A 7 does not quite do the job as you kind of trying to come forward with the shield. You clip him, but it doesn't really do much. Just kind of pushes him back against the wall.
I guess I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 19 though.
That one connects, and the second time, as you kind of come back and just bam into and their head ricochets between the shield and the wall, and just go ahead and what's the damage on that?
2 damage.
2 damage.
Well, hold on. I didn't do the modifier. Hold on.
Okay, what's the modifier?
That was just a 2 on the dice. That's a modifier of 8, so that's 10 damage.
I mean, yeah, that's very much. They immediately just their eyes kind of roll back in their head. They stay up for a second, and then they just slump down against the wall, slowly sliding down.
Free action. I pat him on the head and I walk away.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to use my movement to go over to the rest. There's not unconscious.
Okay. The two are kind of in a face-off over there. The one that you had controlled and the one that now has been commanded by Zippo. Roland, it is your turn. Nobody, like the one with the crossbow has been knocked unconscious. The other 3 don't seem to be doing anything at the moment. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna hold my action.
Oh, what would you like to hold for?
Oh, no, sorry. Bella's trying to climbing in my lap, and it's confusing me. I'm just gonna stand there and look at everything. I'm just gonna hold my long bow in case I need it.
Okay. Cirthus, everything seems to have calmed down a little bit. Your head is still ringing a little bit from the smack that Crom gave you. What would you like to do?
Cast darkness.
And you did. Just darkness appears back in the middle of the room again. All right.
anybody
Activating
know
my
that spell?
belt and getting as far away from the door as possible.
Wait, what was that? I didn't catch it.
Activating my belt and getting away from the door.
Okay.
60 yard or 60 whatever the range is of the spell.
It's like 60 feet, I think. Oh gosh. All right. So the rest of you, well, how far does darkness work? Come on. Yeah, it's 60 feet. So a bunch of you see the same darkness appear in the middle of the room. Mainly at this point, it just encompasses the 3 gang members that are left and Roland. As you see, well, actually, at this point, yeah, those 3 and Roland. As the darkness appears, as glancing back at you, Crom and Chomp, you see this puff of pink smoke as Surface just kind of disappears from sight. And with that, we're gonna stop combat here because the 3 that are left are not trying to fight with any of you at the moment. There's just confusion and chaos. Gundar, do you want the leader to keep attacking his compatriot?
I mean, I don't really have any control over that. It has to,
Okay.
according to the spell.
Yeah.
But I can choose to end the spell.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I think it's at that point anyway. I'll check. It should only last.
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, so it's probably by this time it should be over, getting close to being over with anyway.
It's going there.
So yeah, I'll just choose to end it.
Okay. So, as things calm down a little bit, but darkness still in the middle of the room, you hear the leader and the other 2 in the midst of the darkness kind of saying, "Hello? Hello? Is anybody there?" Roland, you hear this around you as you're also in the darkness. Zickle, the barkeep, does kind of peek up over and says, do you still want that fish? We have some.
Well, I mean, is it cooked already?
Not if you don't want.
No, I wanted live, but I also would really like an explanation. Explanation of the fish.
I don't have an explanation. I'm just in here. They're the ones that were fighting out there.
But who I know that but who are the pointy-ears?
They're some kind of hunters, bounty hunters. They're mercenaries.
Hey, Briggs, what are you doing? Why are you attacking this short one?
I mean, they are still in the middle of the darkness. But out of the darkness, as there's still some confused talking going on, you hear, "We were just trying to get a bounty."
Piss off. Go and get another.
And you see, after a moment, they kind of wander out of the darkness in slightly different places, just kind of blinking their eyes and looking around as they do. And the 3 of them make their way over to their fallen crossbowman, who is unconscious and bleeding against the wall. Kind of lift him up and start to kind of edge their way towards the door.
Maybe consider a new career path. This is obviously not something you are cut out for.
Can I like stop them?
Yeah.
Like on their way out?
They're fairly afraid of you at the moment.
Yeah. Fork over all your gold.
Oh. For that, make an intimidation check. I'd say at advantage because you have the rest of your party with you, and yeah.
16 intimidation. 22.
All right. They just kind of freezing as you say this. They look at each other and they immediately start digging in kind of the pouches at their sides and holding out their hands to you and kind of dumping it in your hands. Counting it up as they dump it into your outstretched hands, you get 5 platinum, 16 gold, and 32 silver pieces.
Ask them what the bounty was from. Ask them about the bounty.
I mean, they can hear you too.
Okay. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about.
Looking at you as they're handing over the gold, just kind of trying to stay out of the darkness as they're slowly trying to edge towards the door. They look at you and said, "It was the gold seal order. They're looking for you. I don't know if you knew this, but they're kind of a big deal here in Singorn and a lot of the southern part of the continent, and they're dangerous. And apparently you crossed them. Well, maybe not you, but looking around, they point to Roland and then to Crom and Chomp. Those 3 at least, and then there was another and possibly some others, but those 3 at least."
Are you proud of the way this went for you?
They shake their heads.
I do not know the first thing about the gold seal, but I think that maybe you should make them not a part of your life anymore.
They vigorously nod their heads as they've also slowly been backing towards the door around the corner of the huge dome in the middle of the room.
Wait. I walk over and give them some pamphlets. Maybe this will help you find a new path in life. It's some helpful information on the Sun God.
They nod and take the pamphlets.
On that note, Tim, I've got to head out.
All right. Awesome. Have fun raiding.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't stay for the whole thing, everybody. Hope y'all have fun.
Have a good evening.
All right.
All right. In that case, yeah, as they're kind of given this and they've handed over their money to Gundar, he kind of goes back towards the bar, starts counting it up as you're questioning them, Zippel. But they've slowly made their way around the darkness and are trying to get out the door right now. Are you gonna let them go?
Do any of you want to speak to these peoples?
Yeah, I do. So, well, as they're leaving, or I can't remember where I am, if I'm outside the door. Anyway. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. You're up on Crom's shoulder.
So I would like to activate my Ring of the Grammarian.
Okay.
And alter Control Flames into Control Blames.
Okay.
And cast it on, I guess, the 2, pretty much everybody, like the bartender and the 2 guys that are trying to leave, the other bounty hunters. I would like everyone to blame like the 4 bounty hunters for the fight in the bar. Even the bounty hunters themselves blame each other for the fight, like we were never here, or we take no blame in this fiasco.
Okay. I mean, that's easy enough.
That's my intention, but
yeah.
The ring can do whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So control blames. I think it wouldn't be that hard for the spell to do that, as they were the ones who started the fight, and but as you cast it, the 4 halflings that have gotten up, one of them's the 5th halfling still hiding under the table, but as they start to talk and mingle a little bit, and the barkeep now gets up, just as you cast the spell, says, "I can't believe those guys. What were they thinking, trying to take on the like of you?" And around this time, it's been about 10 minutes, so darkness falls, and so it gets lighter in the room. Cirthus, are you still hanging out outside?
Yep.
All right. Nobody seems to have come out looking for you, and you know that after 10 minutes, the darkness spell falls off, and you can feel the concentration kind of ebb out of your mind, no longer taking your immediate worry. What would the rest of you like to do right now?
All right. That seems smoothed over. I say we get out of here, you guys. It doesn't. We're not really keeping a low profile.
I will collect my fish and then look Crom and Chomp and Circus and Roland in the eye collectively and just say, one day I'm really going to need just like a full brief of what you all went through before I met you, because it seems like we always roll into a town and then there's like, you know, a werewolf with a paternity test. Like,
This all went down for no reason, right?
Well, I mean, this went down originally because they were bounty hunters looking for you, but then Gundar started asking questions about you, basically.
I don't know. Surthus might have been caught in my cast blame spell.
But yeah, they are looking for the older members of the group for the Gold Seal
I'm gonna
Order.
go outside, and I'm just gonna give Sorthus a really dirty look for casting me in darkness twice.
I mean, you need to find him. He did. Cirthus, are you hiding out there? Because you had transported yourself away.
I'm not hiding. I was just putting distance between me and the door.
Okay. Roland walking out then the door, and you see Cirthus kind of hanging out, just kind of standing, kind of finger on chin, just watching the tavern a bit. He's away. He's about 50 feet off. So you can go give him a piece of your mind if you like.
Oh, Sorthus, I don't think we need to be talking right now. Don't ever do that again, please, when we're trying to fight.
All right.
how many fish did the bartender give me?
The bartender comes up. She has a wooden bucket with water in it with a few, maybe 10-inch, maybe 3 or 4 10-inch live trout in it that were going to be cooked up for meal this evening.
Would anybody else like one?
Apparently not.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, thank you.
All right.
You enjoy him.
Two-handed, I'm just down in this bucket of shrimp. I put the bucket handle around my neck, and I'm walking out of the bar. I would like, sir, this. Would you like one?
No.
Okay, more for me.
All right. The rest of you, are we all leaving the bar right now?
Yeah, I guess we need to get back on the road. And Ezekiel, if you want to catch up on our past adventures, you can like and subscribe to our channel and watch previous streams of our past adventures for hours of entertainment.
I am concerned that maybe you had a head injury in the darkness that the rest of us did not. Please come to me and I will ministrate my healing magics.
Yes, Chomsky often says confusing, seemingly non sequitur statements.
This is true. There was a curse just years ago in his family. All right. So you're all gonna continue on then.
Yeah, I guess we continue traveling through. Were we going down the road or the wilderness? Or?
There's a major road that you're headed down through Singorn Forest. And it's going to take the better part of a week, but you were headed to the coast, where there were rumors that the individual that you knew was a blue dragon had last been seen heading out that way. And
Yeah.
you also knew that this was because Roland had informed you that it seemed to be headed towards his hometown.
So this is probably going to be a thing we're going to have to deal with a lot. About a bounty.
Oh, the bounty.
Yeah. So especially if we're asking about tonight, we just need to be on the same page and know if we're gonna just rage and kill people who try to take us in, or how we're gonna handle this.
Probably low profile.
I don't know.
Well, I
if
guess
we
we're
could
already
do
trying to
that.
do that.
Could you all tell me what the gold seal is? Because I think that would also inform our decision making.
Various underground,
Organized crime syndicate.
organized crime people, bad people. They're bad.
Then I would assume, like you both were saying, maybe we continue to try, a low profile, but not everyone that they send after us is going to be the local yokels like those folks.
Right.
And then I don't think we need to tolerate any attempts.
Right.
All right.
By that you mean like you just
Go in. Let them take us in.
or like
No, I'm saying
no witnesses and smite all those who try to come after us?
I'm cool with that.
more or less, yes. If they say, "Hey, we're going to bounty you," we say, "No, you're not," and we kill them.
Kill.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Cool.
I will leave them. We will kill them together.
Crom looks very excited about this plan.
I'm all aboard.
Murder
Murder
hobos
train.
unite.
Murder train.
Murder
Oh, no,
train.
It's strictly religious.
All aboard the righteous murder train.
Word.
There you go. All right. So you have a few hours of travel left in the day. Anybody want to keep an eye out as you do travel?
Did we decide to travel at a fast pace or regular?
I mean, you had been traveling at a regular pace, not slow, but not real fast. Just kind of walking down the road because there's a fairly well-known trade route that goes between the city of Singorn through the forest out to the coast.
As much as I want to expedite this process, I feel like caution. We would lose a level of caution if we tried to go too
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Who would like to keep an eye out tonight or this afternoon as you're finishing the day?
I can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Woo! 20
All right.
Yeah.
plus whatever.
Plus numbers.
We should definitely try to find disguises. Something.
I mean, that would be fun.
Plus 6, so 26.
26. Okay. So, going through the rest of the day, you maybe get another 4 or 5 hours in before the sun has definitely gone down. It's getting dark out. The noises of the different forest creatures has changed a bit, gotten a little quieter. The insects have gone from the kind of cheery sounding different beetles and things of the day into the more sedate, like crickets of the night and things like that. You don't see a lot, though, over the course of your day. A few other travelers, and at times you kind of swear that somebody's following you, but then it turns out that it's just a slightly faster group of travelers on the road, and you kind of breathe a sigh of relief. But eventually, the night coming on, you, I'm assuming, set up camp. Yeah.
Yeah, go find an inconspicuous little nook off the side of the road.
All right. So setting up camp for the night. Um, you spend a fairly quiet night out. For the sake of things, I'm going to say you don't really see a lot. Just using that same check in general for the group. But waking up in the morning, you find that a good amount of fog has moved in overnight, and the weather has definitely changed. It hasn't started raining or anything yet, but it's your visibility is limited to maybe about 60 feet, even as the sun is up. As you get up in the morning, and the dome dissipates after your 8 hours of rest.
Do I have my hit points back?
Yes, you did get a long rest, so please mark a long rest. You get your spell slots and hit points and such back. Alright. I'm trying to calculate days that are still left. Yes. So who would like to keep an eye out for this full day of new travel in the now misty forest?
I will.
Alright. Rolling. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, I'm still a little dazed. What can I say? 9.
9. Okay. So, over the course of the day, you're used to kind of things, having grown up on the coast. You're used to kind of this misty, foggy weather. But you're a little bit preoccupied throughout the day, thinking that you're going towards home, at least as close as you can call to home. But you're not sure what welcome you might get with your family. And you're kind of distracted. About, oh gosh, the sun is really starting to go down, and you're thinking about, especially with all the fog that's still holding on here in this part of the forest, you're already thinking about suggesting to set up for the night when you catch a glimpse of just a flicker of light ahead along the trail, the small road that you're following, twisting through the woods.
Cirthus, can you send Matilde, your owl, whose name I just forgot, up ahead and see if there's trouble ahead, please?
Sure. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, 15, I think.
Okay. With a 15. You send Casilda out, kind of coasting through the fog. Not too far up, maybe about 80 feet, you see, just off the side of the small road here, a lone figure, hooded cloak up, dressed in kind of dusty, dark grays and greens, seems to be huddled in front of a fire and putting another log on as you have Casilda coast over.
I'll relay that information to everybody.
All right. Hearing this, what do y'all want to do?
So it's just a mysterious. What were they doing?
They're tending a fire.
Here, just sitting there.
Yeah. They seem to have a cheery little fire built.
And they appeared to be alone.
They did.
How far away are they? They're like on our path, or
They are well, because you're following a rough road through the forest. It's not the worst trail you've ever been on. And they are just off the path, about 60 or so feet along, just around a little bend.
you guys should we send like maybe one person or two people up ahead to scope them out, or should we all just roll up on this person or go around them? I don't know.
I think we should go around them.
I would say we leave them, let it alone. If they are after us, they will come to us, and we could put up the magical hut, or we could attempt to observe them again. But I don't think we make the first move.
All right.
Yeah, so like we should
Let's
all
just keep.
casually walk by them.
Yeah.
Maybe try not to make eye contact.
Sure.
Hoods up.
I guess I need to invest in this, guys.
We're gonna have some trouble disguising you, Crom. You're hard to overlook.
You
We
could.
could-
Go ahead.
We could
My
do the
idea is
baby.
pretty dumb.
We could do the baby again.
I could cast reduce on you and make
Yeah, you could.
make you small.
Make it real small.
I mean, yeah.
I guess we just keep walking.
Yeah, we just casually stroll on by.
All right.
Oh, so Casilda saw this person, correct?
Yeah, you have all not seen this person yet, but Casilda, as relayed to you from Certhus, spotted a figure in a cloak just tending a fire alongside the trail.
So I take it, Certhus, you could not really see their face or get, any possibility to identify them, so we might know them, we might not. Cool, all right, let's
They
go.
take my apple and set it right in front of them, though.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, let's just,
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
yeah, don't act guilty.
Don't act.
Just act like we're supposed to be here.
We're just a party of travelers, just
Oh, yeah.
traveling on.
We have as much right to be here as they do.
Nah, damn right. Let's go.
Probably.
I mean, if everyone agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So, all walking by, some of you just nonchalantly whistling. Slowly walking up the trail, you eventually all see this flickering light, and as you come up near it, you see that about 10 feet off the trail, in this small little clearing that's made by these huge oak trees around, there's this cheery little fire with a single figure in a cloak sitting at it. It looks like it's been used by other larger parties before, as there's several different logs pulled up around this fire pit, and obviously room for several large wagons to pull up and things. But tonight it's just a lone figure, no horse, just one figure, and as you walk by, they seem to shift a little bit. And they yell out, yes, greetings in the name of the Weaver.
Oh no, thank you. We already had one.
Well met. Good night to you too.
May the light of the sun
Yeah,
God
GP.
be on you.
And as you continue walking and kind of responding,
Can I roll religion to see if the Weaver is like a god that I recognize?
yeah, go
Yeah,
for
does
it.
anybody know who the Weaver is?
Go,
Like a web? Like a.
Zimple, go ahead and roll. What do
Don't
you got?
even roll.
No, what do you got?
Oh, I thought you said don't even. I was like, oh, okay. I got a 22.
22. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean,
He owes me $5.
I hate that guy. No, you immediately know the Weaver is a lesser known term that is used by followers of Lolth.
Of Lolth?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew
Hey,
it.
fuck you, man, and fuck your god.
Okay. As you say this, you hear a little chuckle. Well, your
Whoa.
companions might not agree, and they sweep their cloak back, and you see a slightly familiar face. One that is this kind of deep purplish charcoal color, this long black hair brought back into a ponytail, and it's the same drow you had met on the way to Draconia. Now, I believe his name was Lawrence.
Oh wait. Yeah, it was the same kind of a thing. Like he just was kind of like walking, was like, "Hey, can I travel with you guys?" Just sort of past him. I think.
I knew I should have killed him when I had him down on the ground.
And as you're all kind of discussing this, he chuckles again and gestures to the logs around the fire and says, "You might as well stay."
You might as well eat shit. I'm going to kill you.
I'm gonna take out my rapier.
He cocks his head at the both of you.
Bring up spiritual guardians and charge this dude.
Okay.
Wait. We can let's discuss.
Let's not discuss. We just want
What
to
is there
set him
to
alive, and
discuss?
here he
What
is.
is a bad guy?
I mean, Zippel's already charging. And you have spiritual guardians up?
No, I'm gonna wait until I get there, but I am charging.
All right. I mean, it's not too far. It's only about 20 feet away from you, so it's not too far.
All right. Yeah. Guardians up.
Okay. So as you get just a few feet, like, because it's 15 feet, right? Something like that. And they have to make a wisdom saving throw. That's an 11. So yeah, roll 3d8 radiant damage.
Are we in combat?
15.
You charged him. And
Oh.
it cast.
As you charge at him, he just continues to sit there, and as your spiritual guardians come up, these whirling suns that seem to be orbiting you, yeah, they he smiles a little bit deeper, and as one of them hits him, he just seems to dissolve, and all these little black points seem to just spread out across the ground as he was almost like a mound of them, and they just seem to. He seems to dissipate, and you realize, looking around, that it's just tens of thousands of spiders have suddenly just gone in every direction.
I start gobbling them up.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you were able to catch a few, but they're fairly fast, and they're just going everywhere. And after about a minute, there's very few left, and no more Lawrence.
What the hell, guys?
So,
So you see, sometimes bad guys can be helpful. I don't know. Bad and good are relative.
yeah, some people call us bad guys, but
Yeah, we're the bad guys to them.
yeah. So we also need web of loss.
We do need some kind of
Silk
web
or something, or
silk from
spiders.
for the thing.
So we find Locke and we kill her, and everybody thinks we're really great.
Works for me.
I mean,
Yeah, killing a
she's
deity
a deity, yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time a deity got kicked off.
It's true. At the tribal council, it happens all the time.
And I thought you were going to charge with me, and we would be happy together.
I was right behind you.
Thank you, Roland. That was duly noted.
The fire is still burning, like I said, very cheerily over to the side. The last of the spiders kind of crawling off into the forest around you.
or at least information.
Yeah. As you're being berated by Zippel, though, you see the metal child has crossed his arms and is kind of frowning with his metal eyebrows and shaking his head at you.
At me or at them?
At them.
Thank you, little child.
Chomsky doesn't know how he feels about indoctrination of children.
I think it's time for a naming ceremony.
Oh gosh. This sounds lovely.
But so wait, what time is it? They have a fire? Is this evening?
I mean, it's like dusk. Like it's still very foggy out, and there's still a little bit of light, but the sun has really started to go down at this point.
Well,
Rom is just very confused because I feel like people think I'm bad, and then I try to be good, and then it's like you're being a pussy, and then like I'm very confused. I don't know who I am anymore.
I mean, you had that sword that was cursed, and now it's blessed.
I know
And
it's very confusing time for me.
and what happened to Riz? You lost Riz.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I had just thought we were all more or less on the same idea that people who like Loth were not to be tolerated. And
I
that
don't like Loth.
it was kind of like a waste of oxygen for them to exist, and that, you know, we could just eat them and consume them and nobody would be too angry and, you know, cry.
I guess I just have a little empathy for them being a former
a former what?
a former associate of a Loth associate.
Circus, how do you feel about all of it?
Just listening.
There you have it. He agrees.
Okay, so we kill on sight.
Not everything, just people who are like, oh, Loth is so cool. Let's make spiders everywhere.
Let's get it straight that we don't think Loth is cool.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Well, yeah.
Loth isn't cool, but we were once branded by Loth. And
Unwilling.
we're cool. We're cool.
Yeah. And it was not our choice.
And I have made my peace with this being a one-time thing, but
That's fair.
I still don't know what to do with this ruby that I have. I got a ruby of Loth somewhere.
I mean, if you shake it, I'm kind of hungry.
Oh yeah, it didn't. Oh, that's right. It makes
What?
spiders now.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So we're traveling on.
I don't
I
want to
mean-
share that fire with.
Well, you
Okay, but so if we run across this this pile of spiders shaped like a drow again, attacking it obviously doesn't do anything. I mean, we're not gonna destroy it. Like we can either just not do anything with it, or we can get some sort of information from it, right?
Maybe.
Perhaps one of you could
For
use
fun.
a slow spell or like a hold in place spell. That way he could not do the spider get away. It is my own impulsiveness that I did not think of using a command to keep him rooted in place. I apologize.
I get it. I rage sometimes. I get it.
We are very alike, Crow.
I know. So Loth is just keeping tabs on us through this guy.
Well, you know, if we will never know, I guess.
We'll know because it'll happen again. I don't think.
yes, I agree. I don't think this was like, well, I know not to do that again.
Yeah, we
So, I mean, let's just.
So we're gonna try to talk to him next time? Is that maybe? We just
Talk to him with the magics that hold him in place, and then
What
kill
does
him.
Love want? She's mad at us.
I mean, we don't know what Loft wants now. We don't know how she feels about this.
Probably
I
not.
think it is fair to say we have a general idea of what Loft wants, and it's like death and chaos.
She's obsessed with us.
Yeah, gosh, Loft's so obsessed with us.
It's kind of pathetic.
We're with Ayun now. Get
Yeah.
over it.
Okay, so yeah, we'll try to talk, but be on the ready to attack.
At the next chance I get, I'm gonna try to. I should probably add. I need to look up some spells next time we get a chance. Some like magic circle, hold something spell, some type of binding spell. I don't really have a lot of those.
Be right back.
I could grease him. Grease him up.
Some greased spiders.
Yep.
It's a
Grease.
delicacy.
Greased spider sounds like something that Zuko would be into.
I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't win you any favor. If you felt the need to turn into a Tyrannosaurus again and feed Miss Spiders, I would not be against it.
I'd watch that.
Do we want to spend the night here, or do we want to go someplace that's probably not so shady?
I think we can keep traveling, right?
I mean, you have a little bit of time to travel. You could get a little bit further tonight if you wanted to, or this evening. I mean, yeah.
I mean, this area did look well traveled. The little campsite looks like it's been used by more than just this pile of spiders.
But we're trying to be low key.
Right,
so,
which
yeah.
is why I think maybe we shouldn't like hang out here. It's like kind of a popular rest stop.
Move forward a little.
Yeah, I say we travel until it gets dark.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, you're able to travel for another almost an hour before it gets to the point especially in this fog, where every bit of light has left, and even those of you with dark vision are having trouble seeing very far. The fog has even got even denser. But you get a little bit further, maybe a couple miles more. And you're bedding down for the night. Yeah, in the dome. You don't see any other spiders tonight, whether from the ruby or otherwise.
Kram,
Yes.
I would, if it's okay with you, I would maybe like to give you a tattoo on the metal arm.
Hell yeah.
I know you're with Ayun, and that's cool. But it just would be a small symbol of the sun god, if you would like.
Hell yeah, do it. Yeah.
So I will take some time to form a little hieroglyphic of the sun in its splendor on the metal bicep of Krum.
Okay.
Sick.
Cool. All right. And you have that ability. I can't remember the name of it, but as a lizard folk, you can just do stuff like
Artisan or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, artisan. That's right.
My Etsy shop is fantastic.
Lizard folks are crafty, let me tell you. But yeah, taking out this little kit of things, he kind of rolls it out of the leather, and you see he's got some little knives and some different tools in there, and manages to etch this very nicely done, stylized, sun on the bicep of the arm. All right. But taking the night for rest, You all a little bit unsettled, having been attacked one day and then the next having run into, a pile of spiders that talk to you in drow form. Never the greatest, but you've seen weirder. Waking up in the morning, Roland, you're aware that you might have maybe 2 days, left until you're in Karnath.
Okay, I'll tell the others. We've got 2 days left till we get to Karnath.
Is it good? Do we want that?
Back.
I don't know. I guess it's good.
And what exactly is do we have a plan for when we get there?
No. I guess we should figure that out. You know the area.
Yeah. I'd like to get in touch with Mutarik, who is the guard of my family. But I think if we just go in there and straight to my family, everyone's going to know I'm home.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Are any of us or any of you currently wanted in Karnath?
Unknown. Probably. I don't know. That bounty seems like the word of the bounty could have traveled.
Yeah, probably.
No one is going to cross my family.
But still, it would be a matter of getting to your family. If we have to go through town to safety, we still have to go through town.
That's why I'd like to get in touch with Mutarik. If anyone can get us there, he can.
All right. So what's the plan?
I guess to get to Karnath and seek out Roland's family, and from there they can hopefully offer us some protection, and then presumably maybe some info on, a person of interest.
So we going slow?
I don't know. You mean to
Travel.
keep our passive perception high or something? Well, no, I'm assuming that 2 days to Karnath is traveling at normal pace.
Yeah, that would be that's just a normal pace traveling.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So when we get there, how are we going to find your family guard, and are we all gonna go into the city all at once, or are there underground tunnels we could take? I don't know.
I have friends if we can get to the brass monkey.
Ah, yes, that funky monkey.
Yeah. Once we get to the city, I should be able to get a message to Mutarik. That should not be.
Cool. Onward.
All right. Taking your night's rest, getting up the next day. Who would like to keep an eye out for this day? Let's see. Sirthus, you haven't yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't yet. Chomp hasn't. Chomp.
I haven't either.
Okay, who wants to go then?
What's it, a perception check?
Perception check, yes.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay. What do you got?
Digital dice coming through. I got a 24.
Oh wow, yeah. Awesome. Okay, so with a 24, over the next day, the fog lifts a little bit. The air seems to get slightly warmer. The trees are even changing at this point. Instead of these huge oaks and beech trees, you start getting into smaller oaks, still good size, but much broader. Like instead of really tall oaks, these much broader live oaks in this, and you like the air almost starts to take on a slightly different quality. You see quite a few still traders going. You know, a couple groups pass you as they seem to be speeding off somewhere on horseback. A few more groups are coming past you, usually with lots of goods in different carts and things like that. As you are heading towards the coast, and at least some of you would know that this is really the only port of the elves on the Osmet Sea. But you don't see anything out of place during the day. And once again, you're able to bed down for the night, this time without running into any people made of spiders or bounty hunters or anything like that. And, okay. Waking up the next day, Roland, you would know that because of some good time you had made the day before, it might be maybe early to mid-afternoon you expect to be in Karnath.
Okay. I'll start thinking about things.
Okay. We'll close this, find this, and we're on the time. Would Zipple, you want to make the roll for today? Just keeping an eye out?
Sure. Perception?
Yes.
12.
Okay. So it's foggy. This is, while it is a forest and definitely humid here, it's not nearly the same kind of place that you were used to growing up in, and so it throws you a little bit. But as the day moves on, a little past noon, you find yourself leading the party suddenly up a slight rise, and you can hear surf in the distance, maybe a quarter mile west of you. But as you've been continuing on this road, it has slowly been kind of turning south, clearing up a little bit. Now you're seeing bits of sky every once in a while through the clouds and fog. The trees have really started to change today, in that you've started to see some palm trees and these large, tall, kind of coastal swamp grasses have started to come up in places, along with the large, broad oak trees every once in a while, especially on the higher bits of land. And at this point, you're very sure you're very near the coast. And as you come up this hill, which looks like this fairly low but very broad hill that seems to kind of curve off a little bit in either direction, you notice up ahead, and it's almost on top of you before you do, a guard post that seems to be where the road kind of cuts through the top of this hill a little bit, these small cliffs on either side. Because of your low perception roll, you didn't really see it coming up until it was still maybe 100 feet off.
There's a guard post. Was that always there?
Roland, you would know that that's like this guard post is not out of the ordinary.
Right. So we are just going to go around it.
Okay.
Is there any way we can cut around, or oh yeah, sorry.
I mean, is that going to be difficult? I figure, you know, a guard post probably isn't very useful if it's easy to circumvent.
I mean, looking around, yeah.
Because I'm thinking like a toll booth, and I think a little easier to circumvent.
I mean, looking at, like I said, it kind of cuts a notch through the top of this hill, which long and broad. Roland, you would know that this hill encircles the entire town.
I guess we are gonna just walk down the road to the toll booth. And I'll try to wing it from there.
Well, we could always try bribery.
I figure by now,
Deception.
yeah, my father probably knows we're on the way. So we probably
Yeah,
should walk through it.
yeah. You just name drop your dad. And, you know.
I don't even think I need to do that.
Do you know who I am?
I think probably we can just wait. I wouldn't be surprised if we see my father or Mutark waiting on us up ahead.
All right.
Okay. Let's do it.
So, walking up to the gate, then the 6 of you, because Gundar has been here the whole time. He's just been being very quiet. The 6 of you walking up this last 100 feet to the cut in the low cliffs. Like the cliffs on either side of the top of this hill are not more than about 5-6 feet tall. Like there hardly can be called cliffs, but like I said, this road kind of cuts into them at the very top. And the guard post seems to be manned by 2 guards with a small kind of lean-to off to one side of the road. And they're just kind of mostly asking a couple questions of people that come through, waving most people through. And as you walk up, they say, "Oh there, friend. What's your business is here in town?"
We are travelers.
Fair enough. Please. Welcome to Karnath. And they wave you through.
Oh my god, that was so easy.
Damn.
Oh god. I'm so glad I didn't kill those people.
All right. Coming through the top, it's been getting a lot busier over the course of the day. A lot more people going back and forth as there's kind of tributary roads that have come into the one you're on. But going over the top of this hill through the little notch, you look out onto a wide, almost perfectly circular bay that seems to be in the midst of what maybe once was a volcanic crater along the coast here. On the west side to your right, because you're heading south, over to your right, the walls of the crater along the ocean side seem to have partially collapsed and allowed the water in, creating the bay. In the middle of the bay, almost dead center, not quite, with a causeway leading out to it, there is a huge keep, like just a stone fortress. To your left, as you're topping the ridge here, you see a good scattering of houses and things that slowly becomes more and more dense until about maybe a half-mile away you can see what looks like a very busy downtown district right next to the waterfront where there's docks coming out along the bay. And to your right, towards the ocean, you see what looks like vineyards and estates along the slopes of the inside of the volcanic caldera here. With these nice mansions and some smaller keeps going off until there's a few nice towers right along the water right before you get to the entrance to the bay. It's a pretty cool sight, and it's a very pleasant looking town, as you can see. Even as you're looking, very busy, as there's one large ship coming in through the bay and several smaller ones looks like waiting to get out the entrance, as there isn't much room to get in and out of the bay. But the same oaks that you've been seeing line a lot of parts of the slopes, some small palm trees, and even looks like some mangroves in the wilder parts of the edges of the bay down below you. But this is Karnath. What would you all like to do?
Wow. This is you grew up here, Roland?
Oh yeah.
This is amazing.
Glad you
Beautiful.
liked it.
Yeah.
All right. What would y'all like to do?
I'm just gonna keep walking to the right because I figure my family knows we're here.
Okay. All right. As you walk just a little bit down the hill into the first part of the city here, where there's only a few houses and even some small farms on the sides of the slopes. It almost, maybe within about 300 yards, but fairly immediately, the road splits. One going left towards the, looks like downtown Dockside district, and another going right out around the wide bay, what looks like the estates of maybe different nobles, and with vineyards and orchards and things along the sides of the bay. And Roland directs you off to the right along the road going through the estates. You see several nice mansions or villas, a couple small keeps down by the water, sometimes with their own docks leading out. As you watch, there's all kinds of fishing boats and things plying their trade back and forth throughout the bay, which is a good mile across from one side to the other. And looking across onto the southern side, you can see more different estates that slowly also get more and more dense until you get near the downtown district off to your left, which you're now is behind you, and you're kind of heading away from. But as you curve around towards the waterfront and the actual ocean, you can hear it. These large waves that sound like they're breaking on big rocks on the other side of the hill. And it's fairly loud, but you can't see it now because you're down below, closer to the bay now, as you're walking along this road. But eventually, coming out to near the point of where the break in the wall starts and the bay entrance is, at least not too far off from it, you come to a good-sized keep. This one with several nice houses kind of scattered around the property around it, a large vineyard, a huge ornamental garden in the front that you have to walk through to get up to the actual front double doors of this keep, which itself, while looks imposing, you can tell it's not necessarily meant to be defended. It's meant to look imposing, but more grand than anything else. Seems to be constructed of this dull, dark, charcoal-colored stone. And the double doors in front are open, and you can hear the sound of merriment coming from inside. It sounds like there's a party going on, Roland.
I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm not, I'm less than thrilled to be in the family home, but I'm here.
Okay. Walking through the front, the rest of you following Roland as he leads you in. The guards, there's maybe a half dozen here, in a different raiment than you had seen the city guards in. The city guards being in the much seen greens and browns of the Verdant Guard, the same kind of thing that you had seen in the city of Singhorn, in the capital. The guards here at Roland's side seem to be in green and purple, as the family colors seem to really be showing on several banners around the area too. And as they see you come through first, Roland, one of them kind of glances out and then kind of hits the shoulder of another guard next to them and whispers in their ear, and the second guard runs off. And they all nod to you as you come through, kind of cocking their heads a little bit at the other five with you, and especially the metal child walking along with the party. But
yeah, we're with him.
yeah, coming into the keep, you hear the sound of merriment getting louder, and you realize it's coming from the main banquet hall.
They're throwing us a party.
All right. Are you gonna head in there?
We might as well.
All
We're
right.
gonna go ahead and now.
Okay. heading up, and you know exactly where to go. You've been here before. You know that the banquet hall wasn't always used a lot when you were growing up here, but that's where it seems that people are. So, heading in, you push open the doors into a fairly, let's say, unexpected sight to you. It's almost like a carnival is going on. There's somebody juggling fire over to the left. There's several contortionists making some type of complicated human pyramid over to the right. And in the center, table upon table of food, people mingling about, many dressed in the different raiments of different noble houses, others obviously just merchants, well-to-do merchants, well-dressed and with much gold on. Lots of wine being drunk and beer being drunk, food everywhere, and at the end of the room, at the head table, talking to a good-sized group of people, you see your parents. Your father is in the midst of just letting out this huge, just guffawing laugh, which you've never seen him do before.
I'm going to stop and just look at all this. Look around, see who I know in the crowd. Have they noticed us?
I mean, a few people nearby have looked over, and a few of them are whispering to each other, kind of looking at you. But further, because it's a huge banquet hall, it's maybe 200 feet long. And often, like I said, it wasn't used a whole lot when you were growing up. This is, though, the ancestral home of the House Thorani, and it's, you were not the first generation by far to use it. But looking around, if you want, make a perception check to see what else you see.
Whoops, hang on, I just threw the dice halfway across. There we go. 15.
15. And you looking to see who you know?
Yeah, I'm looking to see who's all there.
Okay. Looking around, you see near your father on the far end of the room, the governor, Durlan Samaris, an older, graying brown-haired elf, as well as his wife. They seem to be in the group around your parents. You also recognize, strangely, you see a dwarf that you recognize in this crowd. In fact, if you point it out to the rest of the group, they will also recognize her. But in full plate armor of gold and black, red hair swept back into a single braid in back with a streak of white in it. You see General Frostbraid, the leader of the Taldori military. It seems slightly uncomfortable and still in uniform and armor, but holding a goblet of something and talking to a small group of people over to the side. And a third person you see a friend of yours that you grew up with. One Kaylin, around the same age as you. Oh gosh, where's my descriptions? Dark hair, kind of olive, dark complexion skin. And she doesn't immediately see you, it seems. She's talking to another small group over to your right, but closer to the door than anybody else you've seen.
I'm just going to start walking towards my father, and I'm going to motion to the rest of the group to follow me.
All right. Are all of you following rolling in?
Let's see. Okay, so we all notice the general, right?
You all notice the general. The last time you had seen the general was at the Emerald Outpost.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was at the Emerald Outpost where you had informed her that it seemed that somebody was impersonating her in the capital.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was weird.
So, yeah.
But we're
But we don't know.
right. Well, and also we were on good terms with her. I feel like.
We were.
We can test.
I don't know.
Yep.
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Also, it's a little bit distracting in here. This party seems pretty freaking awesome, but I'm just assuming that Roland is just like, this is my Tuesday, bitch. You know, like it's no big deal. But
I mean, make an insight check.
insight. Well, I'm trying to pull up my insight bonus. That is a 18.
18. All right. I mean, Roland, how are you feeling about this? What do you think Crom or Chomp would see?
I think Chomp would, I'm a little taken back myself in the fact that nobody is really acknowledging us. So he's going to see lots of merrymaking, and I'm wondering if people are ignoring us and maybe like a studied indifference towards us.
Okay.
Like you seem kind of surprised. You don't seem just like, yeah, whatever. This happens every day.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by all of this.
All right.
I'm a little irked.
I'm pretty distracted. I want to go like.
Do we need to? I don't know how important this is, but do we need to talk to the Frostgrave person and see if it's like them and not?
Maybe just catch up. Like, hey, how did all that shake out with?
But don't say who.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I don't know who that is. Do you want us to just me find you a table and we'll meet back later?
What?
I think I want y'all all at my back.
All right.
So you want us to follow you? Is that what?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
This
okay.
way.
We're going up towards where my father and mother are.
If we walk by any tables with like drinks or anybody offering us something, I would totally take one.
Oh yeah.
Are people walking around with drink carts?
There are drinks everywhere. There's servers with platters. There's tables with stuff on it everywhere of every conceivable thing. They
I'm
put it all out.
I'll be following Roland, but we'll
Yeah, I'll
totally
be grabbing-
partake as we drive as we walk by.
Grabbing stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, turkey legs.
So I'm going to walk up toward the group with my father and just stand there.
Okay. Let me see something real quick. Okay. As you walk up to the group with your father and just kind of stand, the rest of the group your group kind of filtering into this. You know, there's a good 30 people already in the group that's kind of mingling around your father and as he seems to be holding forth about something. But in the middle of his story, he kind of looks over in your direction and stops and says, "Roland, how good to see you. It's been, how long has it been?" And he just immediately seems to ignore everybody else and comes over to you and just puts his arms around you and hugs you.
I'm going to tense up because this is not what I'm expecting.
All right. Your mother comes over at the same time, and just so you all know, what you see is two elves. You know, not old elves, but slightly maybe graying in parts. So they're getting up there. Who very stately looking, but with large smiles on their face, yeah, that seemed just very happy to see Roland here. And as he releases you, your mother kind of pats you on the arm and And your father says, "Well, it's. What are you doing here? We had no idea you were coming."
I don't believe that.
Believe what you will. It's the truth. We're in the midst of the renewal festival here, and we decided to actually throw a party this year, as you can see. But we had no idea. Happy spring to us. And he just seems in an extremely expansive mood.
I am really taken back by this because in the first place, obviously, his spy network is slipping. If we manage to make it through this far after the bounty hunters, Roland doesn't quite know how to deal with this. He's not sure these are his parents. Maybe, they're drunk or something?
Why don't you roll an insight check?
Alright. Oh, here's my D20. An 8.
An 8. I mean, it does seem very odd to you. You don't think he's drunk. But it's your dad and your mom. Yeah, you realize there's something very different going on, but you know it's them.
It's father, mother. It's nice to see y'all.
Your mother looks at you and says, "Oh, it's very good to see you too, Roland. How long will you be in town?"
Perhaps we could go someplace private.
Ignore our guests? I mean, if we must.
It might be a wise idea.
All right, and they kind of look at each other and they nod and they start kind of leading you off towards a door along this far side where you are of the banquet chamber. A single door that leads off to, it looks like, a kind of a prep room out between this and the kitchen, where there's servants kind of going back and forth, and but not nearly as many people here.
Did everyone else come with us? Come with us, I hope.
Are you all following?
Yeah, I think we're all here.
We got your back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Z-Pill, did you try some of these pastries? This salmon pate is amazing.
Perhaps later. We're going to meet his parents and don't want to have any weird breath smells.
I think that's fair.
Alright, so are we all in a little room now? In the room?
Yes.
Mother, father, we're in trouble. We come to ask for your help.
Trouble? I thought we had paid a lot of money to have you trained so that you could deal with trouble. This is your mother speaking, as your father is just really quickly giving a direction to one of the servants walking by.
We need your help. It pains me to ask you, but we need a safe place. The Golden Seal has a bounty on our head. A few other people have bounties on our heads. We're trying to save the world. It's a bit confusing.
Well, that sounds like it is the Gold Seal. I am surprised. I have to apologize. I thought we would have heard something about this. Things have been a bit hectic recently. There's been many new additions to the city. Just things have been going quite well. As you did. When's the last time you saw me smile like this? In fact, and he gives this just a huge smile. Just life in general seems to have more something to it. But you're right. We should have known what was going on. What kind of help do you need?
Well, there's bounty on our head.
Can I ask, Roland, do you mind if I ask a question?
This is my friend Crumb.
Hi.
These are my parents, Lady Thyra and Lord or Sir Ruvi.
Hello, Mama. Hello, Papa. Okay, so what kind of additions to the city?
There's been several new merchants in the city, as well as at least 3 or 4 different nobles who are looking to start up shipping business that have been through in recent weeks. I'm not sure exactly who they are. You may want to ask. He looks over at you, Rowan, as he said this. You may want to ask Kaylin. She's been handling much of the day-to-day court business in the last few years.
Heck, we should bring Kaylin in here too.
Well, I mean, I really need to get back to my guests, but I believe she's out there. You can speak to her. Anything you need, she can get you. But it is good to see you. And he gives you a double pat on the sides of the arms, and they go to start going back into the banquet hall.
And I'm gonna let them go, and then I'm gonna look at y'all, and I'm gonna say there is something wrong.
I'm going to use my flex. I think what's it called? I think it's called flexible casting or something. I want to swap out one of my spells as a bonus action and cast locate creature.
Okay.
And I want to target the dragon, the blue dragon.
So this is something I looked into a while back. We had been using locate creature and things, and it does not, if I remember, target.
Well, there's a couple of different spells that are similar.
Yeah, well, there's one of them that we have been using that shouldn't have been able to allow us to use, but let me look at locate creature then. Yeah, because you can name a creature familiar to you. Yeah. Okay.
It says that if it's under the polymorph spell, it doesn't locate, or if it's in a different form. But I've seen the creature in its dragon form and its humanoid form.
That's true.
So that's what I'm targeting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as you cast and target it, trying to sense the humanoid or dragon form of this creature, you don't sense anything.
I tell the group, yeah, it's within 1,000 feet. So I tell everybody that I don't know what's going on here, but I know that our blue friend is at least not within 1,000 feet of us right now.
Surface or Chom, do either one of you have detect magic?
I believe we both do.
My parents have never smiled a day in their life.
It'll take me 11 minutes to cast it. I don't know if Surface can do it any quicker. But
yeah, let me look at something.
I can keep locate creature running for what is it, like an hour?
Oh yeah, I can do detect magic at will.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'll do
Yeah.
that.
If you want to pop that off, I've got locate creature going for an hour with concentration. So if we should get within 1,000 feet of the dragon, I will know.
So it's just that specific creature that you just named?
Yeah, or it can also detect the nearest creature of a specific kind.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's I assume there's only going to be one dragon around, but they don't get along well. Yeah, Surthus, what kind of magic do you see popping up in here?
Do I see anything?
Well, right now you're still in that back room, but if you want to go back out into the main room, walking out into the main room, it seems like there is, and even in the back room, there is just a low-level glow to nearly every surface and person walking by.
This house has been put still on.
This house got
That's put a spell on.
This happy spell is not a good thing.
I'll, I don't know.
I mean,
What I can see, I will mind weirdness that information to everybody.
Yeah, and from the you can tell with detect magic that it is an enchantment.
oh no.
And
I knew
if-
my not this happy.
and even though it is a low level kind of glow, it is a fairly complicated enchantment from what you can see.
Huh.
High efficiency.
Yes.
Well, can either one of y'all break it, please? I don't like my parents like this.
Well, actually, you know what? With that, we're gonna end there this week. It's almost 9
Yeah.
o'clock. But yes, that's where we're gonna leave it. Does 6 o'clock work for everybody still, or?
It works for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, good. I was just making sure. I know Andrew was saying it might not always work for him. We're gonna find out. But I know, like, because next time we're gonna be playing, I'm gonna be working until 5:15. So yeah, so I'll get done with work and then yeah. But it happens.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to do it. But if 2 weeks works for everybody, at some point, because we're almost all vaccinated now, right?
I get mine on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think in 2 weeks we'll both have ours. Mine's
No, next week you'll have.
mine's the beginning of May.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
Shawnee,
mine's. I got mine Thursday, the second one.
I got mine. I know Tom got his. I think Andrew might have gotten his. In that case, not this next time, but maybe the time after that, we can start meeting in person again.
Yay!
That would be all.
yeah.
So that would be the 23rd to start doing that. That would be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I will look forward to that. But otherwise, May 9th, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I will see you online. All right.
Bye.
Right, bye.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks.